Hello, everybody. Such an honor to be here. Do you have a little room in your stomach for some tasting of some amazing pasta and tomatoes? You have some room? Welcome. My name is Kelly Freeman, and I'm with the Red Gold from Europe team. The Italian Association of Canned Vegetables Industries, ANICAV, invites you on a journey to the land of tomatoes. Today we hope to inspire you and tantalize you with two splendid pasta dishes utilizing our tomatoes: elicoidali and alla puttanesca, and rigatoni alla butera. Want to let you know we have some questionnaires that are out on the table if you'd like to fill them out, just to get an idea. How many of you know of Italian canned tomatoes? By just a show of hands? Great. How many of you use them in your cooking? Right on. So once again, we hope to inspire you today, and we are going to be bringing out the pasta for you to taste in a moment. Tomato is a product of the vegetable garden. It seeks affinity and complicity, once with the sea, with the capers and the olives, and once with the stable and the sheepfold, and therefore with the pork and the eggs, the cheese. Thus, you'll see how and taste how versatile European canned tomatoes are. EU canned tomatoes, 100% made in Europe, 100% made in Italy. These are truly the greatest tomatoes in the world from Europe. Now, I would like to just once again say, if you would fill out the questionnaire or today or bring it to our booth tomorrow, 314, we have great recipes from today's demo and from tonight's party that we have going on as well, and tomatoes and special gifts for you. That would be wonderful. Now, please allow me to introduce you to Chef Vincenzo Di Antonio. Born in Naples, Italy in the last century, he is a food journalist and well-traveled connoisseur of the region. His lifelong passion is cooking for himself and his brave band of friends. He has been a globetrotter from home chef for over 10 years. His favorite dishes draw their inspiration from the Mediterranean sun and diet. Chef Vincenzo will now share a couple of his favorite recipes with you today. Chef.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Later, perhaps at the end if I deserve. So thank you so much. I apologize for my bad English, but God wasn't so educated with me. He wanted I was born in Italy, and so I can speak Italian quite better than English. Nevertheless, we can try to go over. Yes, I thank you very much, Kelly. The truth is that to me, for make my identity card, they had to make a larger document, not enough the standard size, because they had to write 3 skills. No, not only food and wine writer, because I'm a journalist. I write for an online magazine and a paper magazine whose title, whose label is Italia Tavola, Italy in the table, at the table. Plus, I am a food writer, restaurant writer, for Guida dell'Espresso, that as soon as after Michelin, the red guide is the most important in Italy. But my most important, because of my passion, the most important what I do during the life is to cook, to be home chef, because I attended professional school, and then I liked to do that, and it is actually my main job. I appreciated so much this invitation, and we have to talk one moment before I begin, one moment only to talk about tomato. Oh my God, tomato. And Italy is famous for tomato. Not only for tomato, but for tomato, for pasta, pizza, bread. But why we are so passionate for tomato? Where tomato were born, or at least, let's say better, where they were discovered the first time, tomato? Here, not in Europe, in America. No? Christopher Colombo discovered tomato 5 centuries ago. But now, as soon as you ask someone, who is the main country for tomato? Who is the born town, the born country of tomato? Perhaps 9 on 10 they say Italy. Do you see? Do you see what? That when we talk about food, what is important is the certificate of adoption, not the certificate of birth. Where, what is important, where that particular food becomes so important, so common, so beloved from the people, from who eat them, who delight them, and in Italy we do that. Our way to use tomato in Italy, first of all, in your opinion, what can be our first habit to use tomato in Italy? Of course, pizza. There is no pizza without tomato. There are some chances to make a pizza without tomato. They are named white pizza. I would like to name that sad pizza. They are sad pizza without the red of tomato, the color of tomato, the flavor of tomato. Now we are going to make two recipes. The first one is to demonstrate that the tomato can walk from their yard, from their garden. And in Italy, sorry, parenthesis, I close immediately. When Cristoforo Colombo arrived in Europe with the tomato, oh, how wonderful flowers! How much do we like these flowers? Because of brightening color, as the traffic light, green, red, green, yellow, red. How wonderful flowers! And then, but they are only flowers, let's try. And then it became 3 centuries after America, after Cristoforo Colombo brought tomato from America, they become vegetable. They become easy and good to eat. Otherwise, they were flowers. In Naples, these flowers became red the town because of the balconies. Then we began to eat them. So tomato from the garden can walk to the sea. To the sea. We have the sea. We have not the ocean. We have the Mediterranean Sea. They can go there and meet anchovies. Anchovies, how to say, the simplest fish of our Tyrrhenian Sea, of our Mediterranean. Very good, very cheap, so common to eat, and first of all, very, very good. Okay, which is the way we begin. We begin as 9 times on 10, we begin to cook in Italy when we make pasta. Garlic. Who can forget garlic? Garlic, first of all, then we use olive oil. For us, olive oil is very important. You know the shape of Italy, no? More or less. I know that I can't be so and so and so and so meticulous. Nevertheless, if you think about it, more or less, the shape of Italy is the shape of Florida, more or less the same of this country where we are, with this state where we are now, more or less. Let's say that we can cut Italy in this way, no? Center-south with islands and center-north. So the center, we cut the center into halves. Okay, what happens? That the way to eat in south of Italy is to use olive oil. The way to cook and eat in northern Italy is to use butter. As I am a Neapolitan, I am of southern of Italy, I am using olive oil. What happens? Olive oil, garlic. Wonderful. You never make a mistake when you begin in this way. Then, let's see, what now? Anchovies. Anchovies. There are many breeds of anchovies. I am going to use, in my personal opinion, the second best one. I could say the first, no, the second best one in the whole Mediterranean. The first in Italy, the second one in the whole Mediterranean. Why? Because the first one is from Spain, Cantabrico. The second one, in my personal opinion, but I am in a, how to say, a rich company. I'm not the only one to say that. It is the second one, and it is from a small town in Amalfi Coast. A small town, I think I'm talking about Amalfi Coast because I presume you know it. If you came to visit Italy, for sure you did not miss. I hope so. You never miss Amalfi Coast. Okay. In the meantime, what happens? Yes, it is boiling. Allora, one moment. tomato. Do I have to open? Can you help me one moment? So it is also a gimmick to introduce the, the producer of tomato. Ciao. For now, you help me only to open and then you speak. Because I have already the dirty hands. That's why I ask that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for now. So, what was I saying? Oh, pasta. We are going to use a particular pasta because do you think that in Italy we can have one pasta? Are you kidding? We have so many pasta and everyone is proud of his pasta. So what happened? That there is a love in Europe, not only Italy, an important love in the whole Europe, that some foods are certified and are certified to be DOP, DOP, or to be EGP, IGP. So in Italy, we have 2 EGP pasta to mean all the other pasta, forget. No? To me, the best are these 2 EGP. I am using one of the 2 Italian EGP. Pastificio di Martino, I am using eliquidali. Now someone has to help me to translate eliquidali, the tool of the airplane, so that it can take off. What is
like the propeller of an airplane.
Correct, propeller, correct.
The propeller.
But you will see why the name of this pasta is a propeller when you will eat. But when they will eat?
When will they eat?
It is ready.
Food is coming, it is ready.
Okay. Now it becomes cold, that's why. So, you see, I am using a very meticulous scale, very meticulous. It splits the gram, and this scale is my hand. Okay. Oh, so for now, we go with the pasta. Now, what happens? Anchovies became melt, became like a bread, so to speak, and so we can add 1 tomato. Tomato, as soon as match the hot olive oil and the garlic, is happy. It is his way to be happy, to make hugs with the olive oil and the garlic. And it is going. Also, pasta is boiling. Okay. Also, pasta is boiling. That's all. The name of this recipe is puttanesca. I hope I don't become impolite to explain this name. I hope so. Puttanesca in Italy means who is not a so clean girl. Let's say someone who, okay, besides the husband, some other one, who cares? Okay, it is the name. And it is the nickname of this course, of this pasta, because easy, fast, rather than easy, fast to cook. So someone who is busy uses puttanesca to don't be so occupied, so busy in the kitchen, preferring to do some other thing, perhaps. Okay, what happens? That tomato is cooking with anchovies and with the garlic. We stir. First of all, very good, these tools, this instrumentation, wonderful. I like them. Okay, now we can take out garlic. I don't know if it is also your habit, but we don't eat garlic. No? In fact, we don't chop it. We put the slice, one slice of garlic, so that we can take it off after it made its job. What was his task? To give flavor to the pasta, to the sauce. In this case, tomato. You saw I put olive oil. Now what happens? I go on in this way, and I add olives. Anzi, sorry. 1 second before than olives, I add capers. Okay, I'm sorry for my accent. Capers. I have already washed the capers, otherwise too much salt. Nevertheless, an important notice before you begin to cook puttanesca, very important, don't put a lot of salt in the water. A little, not a lot, not normal, less than normal. Why? because anchovies is a salt and capers are the salt. So already there is a salt. So we have to give only few salt. Capers, 1 second later than capers. My microphone doesn't arrive to you the smell, but it's very good. I add olive. I, of course, without boneless, without the bone, plus I cut. Okay, olives. Do you think that in Italy we have olive? Forget. We have, listen, because I'm telling you the truth. We have 443 breeds of olives. No? In other words, if we want to invent a new job, we invent the job of someone who is able to write 443 names, different names of olives. From this little yard, the opposite side of this large room, there is another. So the most important, nevertheless, are Gaeta, that is a small town famous for Americans because it is the headquarters of US Navy, so a lot of Americans live there, and it is in Lazio, southern Rome. And another one is Taggiasca, that is Liguria, so close to France, west of Italy, so close to France. I use the Gaeta because it's closer my home. 1 minute, still 1 minute, and then pasta is ready. So, a brief summary. Garlic, olive oil, anchovies, capers, olives. Now, there are few ingredients I will tell you in 1 second. But it is literally 1 second because what I can do is that. For a second I thought, but I put the pasta or not? Sorry. I'm doing in this way because here I can't use a colander, of course. Oh my.
And Chef, what is your rule about pasta? When people make pasta, sometimes they overcook it, sometimes they undercook it.
Wonderful question. Thank you so much. Do you mind? It was a gimmick. So, wonderful question. Do you see? Yeah. When we have colleagues, I'm proud to define myself your colleague. Thank you so much. So, wonderful question. Why I had to check? Otherwise, don't cook pasta if you don't become a slave of the clock. Don't cook pasta because the secret of pasta, what is? Is the cooking time. What is pasta? Pasta is the granddaughter of the wheat. Why? The wheat is the grandfather. The grandfather had a daughter. This daughter, her name is Semolina. And this Semolina had a daughter whose name is pasta. To make pasta, we use semolina and water. Do you agree? Semolina and water. We make all together, a melt, I think I can say. Okay, all together. Wait. And then we have to give the shape to pasta. And then what else? Nothing. The time. No? 12 hours, 36, 28, 48, sorry. Why? Because dry. Listen, the magical of pasta. To make pasta, you have to give water to semolina. To eat pasta, you have to make pasta, you have to dry and the water goes out. To eat pasta, you have to give them again water. So, we make semolina and water, and we have pasta not ready to be eaten. It becomes dry because it loses its percentage of water. Good, now pasta is here in the package. Now we have to cook. How do we cook? We give back them the water. I reply now to the question of Kelly. Every package, there is the cooking time. Be smart, follow this simple rule, do cooking time. My personal rule, that is the rule of most of Italian chefs, quite more clever than me, of course, that is this number minus 3. So not a percentage, not 10% minus, 20% minus, no, a number, a fixed number, 3 minutes less. Out from the boiling, a colander, not a colander, I made in this moment without a colander, okay, 3 minutes in the pan where there is sugo, where there is the sauce, okay, 3 minutes, that's all. Then you eat the best pasta. In my personal opinion, the best meaning the best cooking time. Then, who else? Okay, ready. I have no plate where to put pasta.
We need a plate.
Anyhow, I show you what we do in southern of Italy. Do you think that we can eat puttanesca without adding a secret, dummy secret, because I'm telling you, ingredient, and which is this ingredient, is olive oil with red pepper. Olio e peperoncino, my Italian friend immediately. You could scare if I hadn't used it. Okay? So we use a little of this, but a little. I should have a little spoon. Okay. Believe me, drops. Otherwise you become addicted. I'm not joking. It is easy to become addicted, but you finish to be a gourmet. Because what you want to eat at the end is spicy olive oil. And it is a big mistake. So literally, as I did in this moment, you have to say drops, 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 drops. Okay. But you think that there is one secret ingredient, but two is better than one. We have one more secret ingredient that, believe me, as this is well known worldwide, and first of all, was not Italy to invent it, of course. No? This is rare, Kelly. It is something that is wonderful. It is the grandson, you have to say this word along 2,000 years, grandson of ancient Romans, when they make garum. What is garum? Garum is a fermentation of, thank you so much, is a fermentation of the inner part of anchovies. So you fish, you catch anchovies. Immediately you clean them, immediately. No? The moment they say, God, I'm coming, you have cleaned them, okay? You put to become dry, and it falls the inner part and the body of the anchovies, okay? We forgot, it is more or less 30, 40 years, very recent, that we reintroduced this ingredient. Its name, I tell you in Italian, is colatura di alici. Colatura to mean when something leaks, when something leaks, no? When the sink leaks, no? Of anchovies. Listen, because the recipient is very nice, and what I am using, what is this name? For the...
A dropper.
Correct, for drops. So literally drops. Of course, when, wait, after. I made a little mistake, I'm sorry. Here, allora. We are going to make the plate. My God, good, no one saw there is still a garlic. Okay.
It's delicious.
The plate is ready. It is also nice to see, in my personal opinion. And now, literally, oh my God. I lost. But I have a backup. I lost it. Oh my gosh, thanks, Andre. So, literally, let's pretend I went to the doctor for a prescription. He told me 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, finish, 12 drops. Finish. And it is puttanesca. If you want to clap, thank you so much. Now I can't show. I don't know how to show. So do you see? Believe me, something, how to say, nothing was far from the truth. Meaning not, let's say, we pretend no, it is exactly the time we need. Do you see? What? 20 minutes? 15 minutes, because I talked a lot, I apologize. That's all. So very simple, very Mediterranean, and the tomato was so happy to meet the sea. Now, tomato met the sea, and now he says, okay, but now finish with the sea. I want to meet the ground, the yards, the animals. I want to meet the porks. I want to meet the sheep. Do we go to meet them?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
But now it is the moment that
yes.
our friend speaks.
Does somebody want to try this one? I'm going to bring this out. And as we were saying, we're fortunate that we have joining us today Andrea Izzo. He is the owner of Fontanella Tomatoes, and I would love him to come up and we can talk a little bit about the tomatoes while Chef is creating his other dish. I also wanted to say that the pasta that we're using is Pastificio di Martino, which is one of my favorite pastas, but it is available here in the United States. It's a wonderful pasta. And we also have Antonio Brigandi, who is Fontanelli USA Operations. But Chef, if you would, let us know if you need anything, and you're going to go to the other.
Si.
And
Okay.
in the meantime, I wanted to know with Andrea. Andrea, you come from Italy. Tell us a little bit about life there and your tomatoes and what makes them so fabulous.
Well, first of all, thank you, everybody.
Yes or no?
Our tomato, my family's been in the tomato business since 1957. We specialize in tomatoes. We are one of the #1 tomatoes in Italy. If you go in any supermarket in Italy, Europe, you will find our tomatoes on the shelf. We take a lot of pride in our tomato from the moment we plant our tomatoes all the way through the harvest. We harvest them at the right moment. They go through a vigorous quality control, as you saw on the video, till the final step before they go into the canning process. We have about 50 workers on conveyor belts taking off all the tomatoes that don't belong there. So that's basically our family tradition. We come from the southern part of Italy, which is the Sarmazzano region, and my family's been a long time.
How large is your family?
Very large. My grandmother had 10 kids.
An Italian family, not being large, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So how many is in your family? Give us a little setup. What is it?
Well, right now in our family, current day, we're about 40, 50. Yeah, it's a very big family.
So when you're all together and you're harvesting.
Oh, absolutely. Well, when the harvest comes, it's this time of the year, we're all on the facility working. Yeah. And the harvest is done once a year. This week starts till the second week of September. We harvest all the tomatoes, we can them, and then we keep them behind our facilities for the rest of the year, where they get shipped out on a daily, weekly basis by containers all over the world.
So it's like farm to can to your table.
Yes, absolutely. And our tomatoes are natural. There's no additives, no preservatives. It's natural process.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank
Chef,
you very
are you
much.
ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen. And they're available here for questions after as well, if you'd like to talk with them. What do you have next, Chef?
This is, may I begin?
Yes,
The
please.
second one. And it is also the last one, so we can breathe. So, very simple, but here, I tell the truth, I had to make some modification. Allora, we go to buy. Allora, the first ingredient is the pork. Which part of the pork? The cheeks. The cheeks for the pork are so very good because they work. Why they work? Because the pork eats every moment, so they work, so the meat is not, how you say, flaccid, it's not, it's tender, it's good, it's okay, it's good. No, it's not as other muscles that the pork does not use. We in Italy use guanciale. Here, I wasn't able to find the guanciale, but more and more, I wasn't able to bring in a plane guanciale because to come here with pork meat is forbidden. So, not a problem, but something so nice. I went to buy to the butchery the smoked bacon, and it works wonderfully. It works wonderfully. But I have to make something. I put the slices of smoked bacon on the skillet, high temperature, very high temperature. So in few moments they become crispy. And they, I say, I know that it is not correct, but I say, and it swerves, no? Suda, no? Okay? And for me, these drops are so important, the drops that he had to swear. Why? Because by tongue, one to one, I take out the smoked bacon, okay, and I leave in the skillet the drops, the liquid part. Okay, let's pretend I'm doing that. It is the only thing we pretend. All the rest is correctly, okay? So rather than a tongue, I do in this way. I do in this way, okay. And so now I have the crispy smoked bacon. And I have somewhere in the kitchen. It is, oh, no, it's good, sorry, it's good. Now what? Tomato. What happens? That tomato, I say, hugs this sweat, this fat, the fat of the pork that is also rich of flavor. So tomato hug the richness, the most rich part of the pork. No, that is when we allow him to give us the fat, its fattest part. Okay, it's going. We cook. Do you see that for you maybe it is unusual, but my friend can help me, or vice versa, say, no, I disagree. We are in an open table. It is a mistake, in my personal opinion, to cook tomato a lot. Why you have to cook a lot tomato? Tomato gives you its flavor in the first moments of its cooking. In fact, sometimes, even with the pasta, we eat tomato without cooking. No? We say crudo, uncooked. So, for every is delicate. For most part of first course, when you use tomato, I think that a bit less than 10 minutes, let's say 10 minutes, 9 minutes, but never more than. Or you are making something so characteristic. Let's say in Naples, imagine you are making a ragu. If you are making a ragu, meaning that the tomato is lying with big pieces of meat, allora I remember, sorry, a personal memory, very, very personal memory, but I like to share with you. I remember that ragu in Naples is the characteristic of Sunday lunch. I can remember my mother, my aunt, Saturday night, okay, there was not the Saturday night fevers. Saturday night, they begin to make ragu. Saturday night. They jump to sleep because you have a lot of things to do in a home, no? You have to wash. In other words, in the morning, they they were still cooking ragu. But do you see? Exception, no? When you make ragu, when you cook tomato with meat, a lot of meat. Other words, tell me the truth, otherwise 10 minutes is more than enough. Okay, rigatoni, not liquidali, but you will see when you eat similar. I choose short pasta in show cooking. The truth, I prefer. I'm a bit lazy, no? But to use long pasta in show cooking, the problem is that when you put in the plate, yes, you put, but never so cute if you are in a rush. Short pasta is better. Allora, rigatoni, 9 minutes. 9 minutes, okay? So now we know the rule, 9 minutes. My scale, I split the gram with my scale, okay. What happens?
And chef, what kind of tomatoes are you using for this recipe specifically? What kind of tomatoes are you using specifically?
Oh, now we are using the tomato fontanella, the peeled tomato, one of the best, not because the owner is here, but because the area where we live, close to Naples, is the best area for tomato. In fact, what I told you a few minutes ago, talking about pasta, IGP, DOP, that in Italy we have tomatoes with the DOP, D-O-P, meaning the best of the best. I think we have 6 or 5. Nevertheless, everyone in our region, only in Campania, we have tomatoes DOP. We have San Marzano, and he is a producer of San Marzano. Then we have pomodoro del piennolo del Vesuvio. And Vesuvio, you know, is the volcanoes, is the Vesuvius close to Naples. What else we have in this moment? We have more than 2. I think only one is out of Campania, is in Lazio, is Torpedino. Oh, we have in Sicily, a Pachino, we have a pomodoro di Pachino, as it is, because it is small and spherical, its name is ciliegino, like a cherry. So I arrived to 3, 4, I'm forgetting 1, 2. Do you want to say something in the meantime? No?
That's right.
Oh, thank you so much. Allora, as we are not pretending, the truth is that we have to wait 3 more minutes. If you have questions, otherwise I go on to say, no, let me go. Why? Because I tell you what is happening. So tomato was so smart to say, but I want to meat, and this meat has to be pork, and so tomato was able to meet pork. But what else there is in a farm? No, in a farm, in the past century, in a farm. If I have a pork, for sure I have also chickens, okay? And if I have a chicken, what they give me? They give me egg. But if I have a farm, if I have a ground, am I silly if I don't have a sheep? And if I have a sheep, what I do with the sheep, besides then the wool for winter? I make cheese. And believe me, it is a personal taste, of course, no? But my preferred cheese is the sheep cheese. The name of this plate is buttera, as we explained why the first one, sorry, one moment, otherwise, oh my. Thanks God. So, I thought I lost it. So, as the first time I explained why its name is puttanesca, why it is buttera. What is the country of the world where there are cowboys? I think it's your country. My God. Cowboys are American cowboys. Nevertheless, in Italy, we have a small part of a well-known region for you, because it's Tuscany, so Florence, okay. A small part of this region that is Tuscany is named Maremma, and let's say that they live there the only Italian cowboy, meaning the only people whose really main job is to train horses, to train bulls, to take care of the cows, only as its unique job. So they go out in the morning, they come back in the night, they have to eat. What they bring, no? They bring eggs, because a lot of eggs, they bring cheese, and they bring tomato, and they bring the guanciale, the chicks of pork. They didn't bring pasta, so we have invented pasta. Finally, we arrive to what? To is the third so important, I don't know if you already ate, the so important ingredient of this recipe, that is the sheep cheese, pecorino. And it is pecorino toscano. Imagine, now it is a challenge that I can do. I forgot one of the 4 or 5 tomato. I swear, I have to say, no? I swear. I don't forget that in Italy we have 9 pecorino DOP. Not 1, 2, 3. We have 9. This is one of the 9, and this is pecorino toscano. Plus, what happens? It is very particular, because when the cheesemaker makes this pecorino, it has to become old. It has to become aged. And it lies on what? No? To become, what is his bed? To sleep for 7 months, 8 months, 1 year. He has to have a comfortable bed. What is his bed? Is made, this bed, by the peels, the skin of tomato. You make a tomato in this way, so you lose the peel. And where do you put in garbage this peel? No, you press it, you dry it, it becomes the bed and the ceiling of the cheese. And it lies. So when you eat, there is this, we say retrogusto, no? The back taste of tomato and the cheese. Finished? Or perhaps I lost 1 minute, I don't know. Okay. So, tomato and, oh my God, what was I doing? No, I can do. No mistake. I can do because a small quantity, I tell you the truth. As it is a small quantity, I can do. Otherwise, I couldn't. What? This. Oh my. Do you see? The egg into the plate, immediately the bacon, immediately the grating sheep cheese, immediately, and very meticulous, not a joke, very, very meticulous, to cook the egg. And you cook the egg only in this way, not apart. No? You are cooking in this way. My God, tomato has a wonderful flavor and a wonderful color. Iowa coffee. That's all, finished. Also, this is very simple. The only problem is to prepare the bacon. But it is simple. Anyhow, it is very, very simple. The color is nice because, did you see, puttanesca? Red because of tomato, a bit green because of capers, a bit black because of olives. Here it is pink because it is the merge between the red of tomato, the yellow of yolk, and the white of sheep cheese. I think it's good.
That looks delicious. Now, I've been to Italian restaurants and I've said, can I have some Parmesan cheese on top of that? Do you frown on that? Chef,
I
I'm
wasn't
sorry. I should have said
listening.
he's so
I was
into it. I know how-
full-minded on the preparation. So
Apologies, Chef. Would you frown on if I say, "Oh, can I put some Parmesan cheese on that?" Do you say no?
no,
No Parmesan.
This is the way to make. And it is the plate. And I think it's good enough.
Ah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
So, claps. Thank you.
We got to taste. Who wants to taste this?
Finished. If you have questions, my pleasure to reply.
Would
If
anybody
your
have
question is why did you come? I can't reply.
Does anybody have any questions? Yes.
Sorry?
How do you spell the olives you use?
Ah, my God. How long time do you have to reply your question? Who made the question?
Right over here, the gentleman right
Oh
there.
my. So, this olive oil is coming from my region. My region is Campania. And Campania has great olive oils. We have 413 breeds of olives. In Campania, we have olive oil so close to the sea. Penisola Sorrentina, if you know Sorrento, so close to the sea. So there is the salt in this olive oil, not the salt big, meaning you know what I mean. Then we have the Apennini, the mountains, and these olives are different, and so the olive oil are different because as the wine, strong differences between the temperature and also for olives is important, not only for the grapes, for the wine. Then we have this part of Campania that is this part the closest to Gaeta, that is the town I told you when we spoke about olive. This part of Campania, that is northwest of Campania, close to Lazio, this drupa of oliva is named Itrana, because there is a very, very small town whose name is Itri, and so this name, the name of the olive is Itrana, and the olive oil is Itrano, and it is DOP, D-O-P, also this olive oil. I brought from Italy by airplane because we can't find it. You can find good olive oils here in USA, good olive oil, not only Italian, Spain, Greek, Turkey. Imagine, you can find very good. But believe me, I don't know if you agree, but the ranking is that after very good, there is the excellent. And in my personal opinion, this one excellent. In fact, when my friend, because he's a friend of mine, who is the olive oil maker, makes olive oil, he calls me, how much do you want? Because it is an imprimeur, it is a future, no? He sells before he does, because the request is bigger and bigger that he's offering, because he has not so many and many olive trees. And this, thanks to a person that is in this room now, that helped me so much starting from this morning, and I thank her so much. Thanks to this person that is in the room in this moment, this olive oil became famous in, in Florida because I ship for his friends, her friends, and it is nice because I have to say, that's what I have. I can't give you more than I have. I can mix olive oil and water. So I don't know if I replied. I want to tell you one thing. I don't know who of you came to Italy. I hope everyone, I hope you will go again. I love my country. I love this country. And I'm so respectful of this country because we made the recent history all together, Italy and USA, starting from 1943. So, what I'm saying? If you go to Italy, Tuscany is a wonderful region. I spent wonderful words with this cheese. It's from Tuscany, this cheese. But may I tell you one thing? Am I recorded? Yes, I'm recorded. I don't care. I say anyhow. Not true. They make olive oil in Tuscany. Listen, they make olive oil. They make. But impossible. They sell olive oil to the world. Do you understand? And this is it is. No? It finishes. It is a small quantity compared to what they sell. So only in the whole Italy, only one region can make so much olive oil to export. And it is not mine, so I'm not speaking because of my region. No, no. It is Puglia, Puglia, Adriatic Sea. I don't know if you know Bari, Lecce, Adriatic Sea. Puglia has, I'm going to finish, has 60 millions of olive trees. In Italy, we are 60 million of people. I say each one adopts one olive tree of Puglia. Thanks to Puglia, each Italian can say, oh, I have olive oil enough for myself. But otherwise, not true that we can export. And when does it finishes, my God, this olive oil? How much there is? So when you go to Tuscany, you buy olive oil. Ask, when does it finish? Oh, never, we have. Not true. As the truffle, no? Now I'm changing subject. I hope you invite me next year. We talk about the truffles and we make some recipe with the truffle. But my friend has not to be here. He can't be here. Why? Never truffle and the tomato, they fight. Truffle, anchovies, yes. Truffle, eggs, yes. Truffle, red meat, yes. And then pasta, of course. Finish with what? With something so unusual. Why I wanted to talk about the truffle? I don't know. It happened. Okay?
They're jewels. Truffles.
Thank
How
you
many
so
of you
much.
use truffles? Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Chef. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. I just want to say today's presentation is being sponsored by the Italian Association of Canned Vegetable Industries, ANICAV, with the support of the European Union. We have a lovely recipe that Chef is going to be creating tonight at the pirate reception. We hope you are all going to join us for that. And we have wonderful swag bags in our booth tomorrow for you to come and get with recipes, all 3 recipes that we are cooking today, and plus more, and tomatoes, and a lot of really other fun stuff. If you have filled out the questionnaire, or if you can, we really appreciate it because we just want to see what your general knowledge is of European canned tomatoes and Italian canned tomatoes. You can take your time, you can fill it out here now, or bring it by our booth, and we really appreciate that. We appreciate you. Keep cooking because we like our food, and thank you very much. Yes.